Not only have we seen Penguin Zero make claims that Mihawk is fraudulent, but now, oh, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all. We have IShowSpeed.
I don't want to, yeah.
Coming out against the Mihawk propaganda machine, standing firm on the side of the red hair wonder. And it's a beautiful sight, so you know I had to cover it, especially for the holidays. I saw this tweet from a girl, Hime. She said this: we live in a timeline where we got Speed debating Mihawk versus Shanks agenda with the community. Gotta love this shit.
Damn right!
You can see this post right here. You guys can never comprehend power comparisons in shows. Clearly, Shanks is stronger.
白ひげと戦うことは承諾したが、赤髪は協定の範囲外だ。
Oh my! Clearly, Shanks is stronger. He is known to have one of the most strongest Hakis in the show, and Oda shows that in his writing. This is factual. The Giants, Dory and Brogy, were unclear about whether or not the Joy Boy Haki knot was superior than Shanks's Haki. That is facts. And that Haki is the greatest Haki we have seen so far. But Shanks himself has displayed similar feats in Wano country. When the Joy Boy Haki knot powered down the elders from their transformed states, Shanks also powered down Green Bull from his transformed state at Arca Go. IShowSpeed, he sees it. He sees it, and he has the right mind for it. He's going against the Mihawk propaganda machine, and you love to see it. Not only did I see that tweet from Hime, but then I see Sigmar, who's a Shanks.
Okay.
I see Sigmar, who's a Shanks stan, on X saying this: Speed cooking Mihawk fans right now. He uses the sword because his idol is Gold D. Roger. The reason why Mihawk refused to fight him is because he doesn't see Shanks as a proper swordsman because he lost his dominant arm, which is true. That last part in particular, Speed sniped. Speed sniped. Right now, Speed is treating the Mihawk fans the same way he treated Ashton Hall. Smoking him, baby. Ooh.
Hey, slow it. I'm out, boy. What I say? What I say? What I say? You slow. You a fraud.
Mihawk is a fraud.
He a fraud. You are a fraud.
This is one of the best Christmas presents. It is a beautiful sight to see. What a December. First with Charlie, now with Speed? Is this coordinated? Every person that wields a sword, he's stronger than them by default. No. That's not how that works. Quintessentially, what matters here is sword skill. And Speed touts the same reasoning. Let's see where it all began. Bada bing, bada boom. And it started here with a tweet from Cora. Speed, who do you think is stronger, Shanks or Mihawk? We need to know. And then Speed, you guys can never comprehend power comparisons in shows. Clearly, Shanks is stronger. He is known to have one of the most strongest Hakis in all the show, and Oda shows that in his writings. Then Cora responds with the bounty of Mihawk revealed. Mihawk is stronger, Speed, and Egghead. They went over this already. They show you the panel on Mihawk's bounty, and they show you right here. His fellow former warlord, Hawkeye Mihawk, has even greater sword skills than Red-Haired Emperor, right? And then, Speed.
God.
Sword skills.
This is delicious.
Delicious. Oh, I love it. He's saying sword skill. Speed is someone that hasn't forgotten about what the story showed you in the pre-time skip. What we actually see time and time again, even in the post-time skip, when it comes to swordsman and swordsmanship, but a lot of the Mihawk propaganda chooses to ignore that. Just full on, flat out ignore it. Sword skills. Do you guys not read? Since when One Piece was about who had better sword skills?
Correct.
Correct. Then this guy, is Shanks a swordsman? Speed, yes, who relies on Haki. And in the world of One Piece, whoever has the strongest Haki is the individual. Stop using the swordsman as an argument. In terms of the One Piece world, Haki is one of the most powerful abilities in the series, if not the most powerful ability. But Haki is an ability that's outside the paradigm of swordsmanship. You do not need to have any sword skill to be a great Haki master, and vice versa. You do not need to have any fantastic Haki abilities to be a fantastic swordsman. That is not a requirement. We see with guys like S-Hawk, we see with guys like Law, we see with someone like Brook, who is a speed type swordsman who is super effective at his craft, has 0 Haki. If he has some, Oda hasn't revealed it yet. Someone like King the Wildfire, who had a trick sword, put armor Haki hardening on his sword. What does Zoro say of King the Wildfire? Someone like Big Mom, who would argue is stronger than Mihawk, guess what? Her primary weapon is a sword. But no one in the One Piece world is considering her to be a primary candidate to be the world's greatest or strongest swordswoman or swordsman, because that's not what she's about, even though she has a sword and she's that powerful. The same thing going for Goldie Roger in his prime. No one said that he was the world's greatest swordsman. He was Pirate King. Let's keep going on the rabbit hole. Speed, once again, response to this comment right here. Then Korra says, Haki is a part of sword skill because you coat your sword with Haki. That's what Zoro does. That's not what Brook does, right? Does Brook have sword skill or not? He has sword skill, fantastical sword skills. He's not coating his sword with Haki. Speed, my guy, watch the show again. You can coat Haki with any part of your fucking body, bro. Then Korra says this, and why would Shanks use anything else but a sword? Only non-Duffy character we've seen fire with that weapon is Garp. Random. Also, Mihawk didn't want to fight Shanks after he lost his arm because he knows he's stronger. A clear example of the Mihawk propaganda machine at work here. He uses the sword because of his idol Goldie Roger, and the reason why Mihawk refuses to fight is because he doesn't see Shanks as a proper swordsman because he lost his dominant arm, which is very, very true. And obviously the fact that Shanks even copied the divine departure from Goldie Roger, and he was according to Oda, he was the only person that had the ability to copy the divine departure from Goldie Roger in the entire Roger Pirate crew, which included Oden, the Chad of Wano, and Rayleigh and Scopper Gabon. That just shows you how paramount someone like Goldie Roger is in Shanks' life. Obviously, clearly. So Speed right now, at this point in time, just sniping. He's sniping. Again, because of what we're seeing here, let's say Penguin Zero, and because of Speed, it looks like folks just know, who are not being swayed by the Mihawk propaganda machine. These folks just know that, yes, Shanks is stronger. Not only do you have these comparisons to Joy Boy, but also when you go to that 1121 panel, where you just see those important characters in the story moving forward in the final saga, Mihawk isn't there. Mihawk isn't in that panel, bro. He's not in that panel, which is, I think, very telling on Oda's part. We do want Mihawk to fight in the future, let's say before Zoro. I want to see a buggy raid on Impel Down and we get to see Mihawk fight against some powerful dudes there, for sure, without question. I want to see more of Dragon Mihawk in combat, but it wouldn't surprise me if Mihawk just fights Zoro, let's say at some point, within the next 5 to 7 years, and then we don't see Mihawk fight against any other person up until Zoro, and then you lose that fight. That's really it. Whereas Shanks is way more relevant and paramount in the story compared to Mihawk. That in of itself just shows you the value of the character Shanks compared to Mihawk at this point in time. And in terms of combat, again, he has the feats. When you compare Mihawk's feats, which they do exist, even give him S-Hawk's feats, when you compare those feats to Shanks' feats, Shanks' are blowing us out of the water. And it's not to say that Mihawk won't have Studley feats in the future. He will. But not only does Mihawk have to catch up to the feats that Shanks has already shown, but future Shanks feats. And God only knows what those are gonna be. Finally, right here, this Time Ancestral Dragon guy, he's cooked. I knew it, bro. I felt it. Speed is a bum-ass Shanks fan. Guess what?
You are a fraud!
IShowSpeed. How am I a bum-ass Shanks fan? You guys just can't take in that In One Piece, Haki determines if you're stronger or not being a better swordsman or having a better Delph fruit, etc. In the series, Shanks is known to have the strongest Haki through the whole show. This isn't an argument. Shanks is stronger than Mihawk. Now, I did see a tweet at some point where he did say that he's kind of debating right now about him having the strongest Haki because you have the Jorah Haki not, obviously. But a lot of the series' strength is clearly based on Haki. It's only one component. When you see about Kaido's words about how Haki can transcend all things, and then we're seeing its applications on so many fronts. So Speed, in a roundabout way, through all of his debating, is clearly saying, at least I think, that yeah, Mihawk has better sword skill. Duh. Clearly, like I've been saying for years, but it's not about sword skill when it comes to strength, even though people wield swords. It's not just that. That's only one factor. When you go through Marineford, it is very clear that Mihawk has insane sword skill. When it comes to other aspects of power, that's where he would lose out to someone like Shanks. And again, I don't agree with Speed, let's say bar for bar here, because I would say that in terms of, you know, the One Piece power system, it is very diverse in terms of what makes you strong. Haki is just one component, obviously, and not all Haki users are created equal. You can be a Haki user and lose to a non-Haki user. We have seen that before in the series. It depends on how good you are with that Haki, to where once you reach a certain level, your Haki starts to quote unquote transcend all things, end quote. Another way of saying this is that Haki could have the highest ceiling of power in the series, but not everyone in the series is going to reach that ceiling. Speed's on point. Speed is on point. He's been touting things I've been seeing in videos for a very long time now. And I think he has the right mindset when it comes to this situation. I think most folks in general do. It's just that on X, you do see, for some weird reason, the overdrive of the Mihawk propaganda machine. But it's false. It's false, it's wrong. And again, it's not to say that Mihawk is weak. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. He's in my top 10, of course. But to say that he's as strong as Shanks is out of pocket.